10 million women in Pakistan are engaged in home-based work. They make a huge contribution towards family incomes and national economy. However, with no legal protection, these women workers are exposed to all kinds of financial exploitation. They are backbone of manufacturing industry, but invisible in formal sector, public sector, and trade unions. Pakistan is the second largest exporter of high-quality soccer balls in the world, and Sialkot is the hub of this business activity. The middleman procures work from the factories and delivers it to 45,000 home-based workers. These women work tirelessly for longer hours for a monthly income of just 600 to 4,000 rupees. Generally, the home-based women worker face 9 decent work deficits. Lack of opportunities to change their jobs. No legal status and rights as workers. No employment-related social security covers. Absence of collective bargaining mechanisms. Poor career prospects. Limited access to microfinance and entrepreneurship. Poor wages. Inappropriate and unregulated working hours. Ill-suited work environment.
In Pakistan, currently there are no policies for the home-based workers and there is no legislation available in the country. But there is a draft policy that has been finalized and it has been given to the Ministry of Labour and Manpower at the federal level, and also after the devolution it has been given to the Ministry of Labour and Ministry of Women Development for its adoption at the provincial level.
Without formal training facilities, soccer ball stitching skills are mostly inherited from family or acquired from relatives and friends. Once trained, the worker women are destined to work day and night for survival of their families. Without any formal benefit, they work invisibly for their whole life. For Maria, life has been a real challenge. Having herself been a victim of the exploitative work culture, Maria has a real life story to share.
मसला ये था कि हमारे घर के अखराजात वो पूरे नहीं थे हो रहे और सारा दिन बैठे रहना, ये कंधों का खिंचाव भी, कमर में दर्द, कोई प्रॉपर्ली कुछ बन नहीं था रहा काम से.
Like Maria, for the home-based soccer ball stitchers, every day carries a new struggle. So, despite of high degree of job dissatisfaction, they have to make compromises. Their sole work source, the middleman finds them work, but on his own terms. In order to assess, understand and address the situation, ILO and UN Women have started a national pilot program for integrated support to home-based workers. Sialkot is one of the 5 pilots where home-based soccer ball stitchers were selected.
We're talking about remunerative work done by men and women in their house. Pakistan doesn't have as yet a specific policy on this because, again, the work done by home is hidden, some grains of exploitation that should be removed.
With a vision for change, ILO and UN Women joined TIME.BAIDARIE, Trade Unions and Employers Federation of Pakistan to launch a 5-pronged strategy to help home-based workers overcome their decent work deficits. The strategy included a baseline study to ascertain their existing situation, awareness campaign on their rights, skill diversification for alternative employment, capacity building by implementing partners, and of course, interaction with stakeholders for affirmative action. Such activities paved the way for the success of the project. Given the local conservative mindset and deep-rooted middleman-dominated business culture, the project faced 3 main challenges. To convince the male family members to permit their women to learn new skills and change job. To convince the employers to act as equal opportunity employers. And to motivate the worker women to form groups for collective bargaining. However, ILO and its partners proved themselves equal to the task. They worked restlessly to raise awareness on the issue by successfully convincing the families of the home-based women workers on the benefits of formal jobs and free trainings. Through intensive counseling and pick-and-drop facility, the women workers were motivated to join free technical training courses focused on capacity building and skills diversification. The employers were persuaded to capitalize on the skills of trained women workers. Despite initial reservations, the response from both employers and employees became equally tremendous. On the other hand, groups of home-based worker women were formed so they can bargain collectively with contractors and manufacturers for their rights and decent wages. From innovative planning to immaculate implementation, this integrated project in Sialkot has been a real success story. The integrated support to home-based workers in Sialkot has delivered. It has transformed the trade culture by offering women workers equal employment opportunities to work as formal workers, higher wages and social security at par with male employees, growth opportunities through training and skill development for capacity building, paid maternity leave, rights to join trade unions and collective bargaining, free transportation, medical insurance, marriage allowance, incentives for overtime work, and all these benefits in a decent work environment. The pilot project shall go a long way to eliminate the incidence of gender-based discrimination by minimizing the manipulative role of the middleman. It has set some new revolutionary trends. The employers are inspired to do more. They received skilled labor force which enhanced their production capacity and quality.
फुटबॉल स्टिचिंग जो डिपार्टमेंट है जो रिसेंटली शुरू हुआ है इसमें तकरीबन 40% फीमेल जो है वो काम कर रही हैं जी। बेदारी ILO और UN वुमेन के जॉइंट वेंचर से कुछ ख़वातीन आई थी हमारे पास ट्रेंड। तो आम अगर मेरे पास कोई ख़वातीन आए तो वो एक हफ़्ते से 10 दिन लगते हैं उन्हें ट्रेन करने में, लेकिन वो ख़वातीन जो है वो उन्होंने विद इन आवर्स उन्होंने अपनी ट्रेनिंग मुकम्मल की है और वो हमें प्रोडक्शन लाइन में वो बैठ गई हैं जी।
For Maria, every day brings a new hope and a lot of promise. Her joy is reflected in her smile when she leaves early for work. With her colleagues, she starts her day in a new decent work environment in a legally and socially secured employment. With better wages and overtime entitlements, their redefined status as factory workers is opening a world of boundless opportunities for these women. Her fellows who are still working at home are now in position to bargain for their rights. Some of them have started their own businesses and upgraded themselves to entrepreneurs. Now they are saving extra cash for betterment of their lives and yes, for their families too. So they are all praised for the pilot project.
हमें तो नहीं था ना पता जी, हम लोगों के पास हमारे घर में हमसे सवालनामा इन्होंने किया, हमें बताया, हमें बकायदा ट्रेनिंग दिलवाई इन्होंने। तो मैं वेरी थैंकफुल हूँ उन सब लोगों का, ILO का, कि उन्होंने हमारा इतना साथ दिया और आज हम इस मंजिल तक पहुँचे। उन्होंने सानू दस्या कि तुसी एक ग्रुप बनाओ, एक ग्रुप की शक्ल ते असीं सारियां औरतां इकट्ठियां होकर ना ते असीं ग्रुप बना लिया। ग्रुप बना के ना ते फिर असीं जनानियां करना गल कीती है कि भी सानू सिलाई जिहड़ी है कि घट मिलदी, सानू सिलाई ज़्यादा दिओ। फिर असीं उहदे नाल गलबात कीती ते उसने साडी सिलाई वधाती, सिलाई वधाई है तो फिर वेखना हुण अल्लाह की मेहरबानी नाल सानू सिलाई अच्छी मिलदी है। 3-4 असां ग्रुप बनाए अपने पिंड दे विच, 4 ग्रुप जिहड़े ने कि अच्छे चल रहे हैं। तब्दीली आई है कि मैं अपना कारोबार भी अच्छा चलानी पई है, घर दे हालात भी अच्छे।
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਮੈਚ ਲਾਏ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਘੱਟ ਪੈਸੇ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਨ, ਉਦੋਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਇੱਕ ਕਮਰਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ 4 ਦੀਵਾਰੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਹੈ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਫਿਰ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਦੀ ਸਿਲਾਈ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਤੇ ਕੁਛ ਦੁਕਾਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਾਰੋਬਾਰ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨਾ, 4 ਦੀਵਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੀ, ਆਪ ਕਮਰਾ ਵੀ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਤੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਵੀ ਮਾਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਮੈਂ ਕਾਲਜ।
The project has been welcomed by the government, the civil society and the stakeholders alike.
एक अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का। तो उस इनिशिएटिव को भी हम इस्तेमाल करते हुए इन मेंबरशिप बेस्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को अपनी ट्रेड यूनियन के नेट के करीब लाकर उन्हें आगे बढ़ाने में मदद दे सकते हैं।
वर्किंग वुमेन के लिए शायद इससे बड़ा कोई इनिशिएटिव नहीं।
800 औरतें एक फैक्ट्री के अंदर काम करने लगी, जबकि पहले औरतों की तादाद बहुत कम होती थी।
I think this was a wonderful experience. All of these stakeholders, they provided input in intellectual terms, in technical terms, even the human resources they were pulled in, and financial resources, technical resources were also provided.
I think this change will be very vital, and our ladies workers which have been deprived of food due to some of our cultural constraints, they will be doing a real good job in the industry.
So it's a good initiative what UN Women along with ILO has teamed up and brought. It's a pilot project, and we think it will bring a positive change in our industry, and it should continue. Rather, we think it should be expanded to other sectors as well.
It is one of the best examples of joint programming where two UN agencies, came together, they worked together, and they were able to show some results, some significant results at the grassroots level. As I've already mentioned, it was just 1 year intervention, so we need more funds to continue this activity, to upscale it, and also to replicate it in other parts of the country.
There is a specific convention of the ILO, Convention 177 on this. It has not yet been ratified by Pakistan, and we hope that Pakistan very soon will engage in this ratification and then also on the implementation of the principle of this convention.
Everyone shares ILO's vision that there is a need to initiate more such projects. ILO is committed to promote decent and productive employment for men and women in conditions of freedom, equality, protection and human dignity. The Integrated Home-Based Women Worker Pilot Project in Sialkot is just a beginning. A lot more needs to be done for providing the women of Pakistan opportunities so they elevate their own socio-economic status. After all, they are the 50%. Audio Jungle.